What's up, guys? I wanted to give an update on my sagittal band situation. So you guys know this. I had got a sagittal band repair and reported a bunch of stuff on this channel, actually both channels, about it. And recently what has happened, first of all, I'll go ahead and tell you what a sagittal band tear is. When your sagittal band tears, you've got these bands that it looks like, to me in my mind, it's like the little band that goes around a cigar. So it's a round wrapping that keeps the tendon. So if this is your finger, your tendon is that in the middle, that straight line that goes straight up through the middle and goes to your knuckle. It actually goes past your knuckle and extends to the tip of your finger. It's just a long rope, if you will, but it goes right over the knuckle into that channel. You can see mine perfectly going into the middle of those two bumps, which is the knuckle joint. And then it angles back toward my wrist. You can see the tendon, a little bit of the vein crossing it there. But that keeps it in alignment. There's a band that's around that knuckle. It's actually some tissue that's right at the knuckle joint that's a round band like this to keep that tendon from slipping left or right. So what happens is people will tear it for whatever. There's a multitude of reasons. Medicines can cause some of your soft tissue to not heal correctly. For example, I've recently was put on a statin, which interrupts the cholesterol production of your liver, and you need the cholesterol for the healing tissue matrix of your body. Statins are, in my opinion, terrible. I'm not going to take it. I'm going to fix that without a statin because I had a heart attack. But different subject. If you have something that you're taking, it can disrupt that healing of your tendon. You can repetitive stress injuries. You can have rheumatoid arthritis. There's all kinds of conditions that make you can have loose joints. Some people just have loose joints. All kinds of conditions can make that thing, first of all, slip and or rupture. Now, I had a rupture with mine. Mine tore. It was painful, and 100% of the time, whenever I pulled down and tried to lift up, that tendon would slip off into the side channel. And in my case, it was my middle finger, whereas there's the scar, you can see, and it would slip off toward the ring finger, okay? My ring finger right here. And I had to have surgery. And she said that it's a small chance you can heal it without surgery, but with me being a guitarist and guitar is so important to me, that a permanent, quick, solid fix that would last longer, in her opinion. She said that those ones that heal from just putting it in this thing, a sagittal band brace, they have a chance to recur because the heel wasn't perfect, and sewing's better, she said. Of course, she's a surgeon, and sometimes I have feelings that doctors might have more incentive to do surgery on you because they'll get paid more, but not always, and that may not be the case. It's just postulation. But she did the surgery. It's been fine. It actually has a little bit of pain whenever I'm playing guitar, and there's like a grain in there that feels like a little grain of salt or sand right at the tip sometimes that aggravates my nerve, but it's fine. I can deal with that. Like, that's a minor thing to deal with for having the finger work. And it's been fine. The problem recently, this is the new update for this video. The problem is that I've had my ring finger here have a little bit of a band slippage. You can even see it now. Like, if you'll examine your own joints yourself at home, you put a mild bit of pressure against the joint, like lifting, like it's upward pressure. It's like whenever it's down and then it's trying to lift up. So if you block that with your other hand just a little bit, don't put too much because it's a little damaging. And you can see, I'm not going to do it, but it'll make that tendon tend to roll off to the edge just like it's doing now. You see that? The tendency to roll over there to that edge. See, it actually rolled into that little channel between the knuckle joints and snapped back into place. It's rolled over and then popped back up. But it was a millisecond that it did it. It did it three times about 2.5 weeks ago. It might be 3 weeks ago as of today, or maybe 2. I'm losing track of it all. Either way, because I had a heart attack and my whole timeline screwed up. Either way, it happened. I noticed it, I panicked. You know, I had that sinking feeling in my gut, and I'm like, oh my God, another finger injury. I play guitar and I love playing guitar. I can't fathom not being able to play guitar, or even something permanent, like never being able to play guitar. Like, it's the worst fear for me. I'd rather have the heart attack again than to lose the finger for any amount of time. It's ridiculous, I know, but that's the truth. That's how important it is to me. If you're a guitarist or a keyboard or anybody like that, a musician, I'm sure you can feel this sympathy for me. But either way, I called her and I saw her, and after all the long conversation about what ifs and what might happen, she said some people just have that. And I said, well, it doesn't happen on my right hand, so I tend to believe it's probably not a good thing. So she did allow for my rehab, my ortho rehab guy, and he's fantastic, by the way. I've got a local guy, and I work for the same company that he works for. I'm in IT there, and he's in healthcare hand rehab there. It's fantastic. He's easy to work with. And he made this for me. First, he made me one that's got 4. I'll take a picture of it and link it below, but he made me 2 of them. He made one that goes over the 3 non-used fingers that aren't raised up. These 3, 1, 2, 3. And then he made one just between the 2. It makes it easier for me to type when I'm doing my IT work. So this is something else. I said I'd send a picture, but I'm just going to show you guys. This is that one. Essentially, this is the bottom. It would fit through my hand like this. So it'd be these 2 fingers and the pinky, and that one goes over. It's just bigger. It comes over the fingers 1 and 2 and 4. So 1, 2, 4, pinky, instead of just 3 and 4, or 2 and 4. So that helps. I use this if I'm heavy lifting stuff, and I use this light one if I'm typing, which I am. I'm actually making the set list for our gig tonight. And then this buddy band too, they used it to tape these 2 fingers together so that this finger doesn't try to wander off away. But this is far better as far as isolating it. And when I grab stuff and use the hand to grip and grab and move, I'm using the bigger one that's a stronger brace. But either way, the goal is it lets this tendon rest. You don't use it too much, and hopefully the between knuckles middle and ring, so these 2 here, that tissue can heal a little better, tighten up a little bit, give it a chance to rest, and maybe its strength and its tension comes back. I've been putting the TENS unit on my hand, which is the shock little pads, and just put a mild electricity because there's theoretically electricity will stimulate healing. Sometimes I'll rub the Voltaren gel, not very often though, because you actually don't want to use NSAIDs, which is what Voltaren and any ibuprofen-based gel is. NSAIDs actually diminish healing. So I only do it if I feel like it's hurting, but I'm trying to not use it at all because I want it to hurt a little so that it encourages healing. It actually builds up new collagen, new tissue whenever you have that slight trauma. Too much trauma tears it, so there's a fine line. Heat, I've got a paraffin wax, one of those things you put your hands in, it puts wax all over your hand. I bought one for the last hand injury, and I'm using it to encourage heat to this site because heat can pull in some blood and let the blood saturate it, which encourages healing. So I'm doing everything I can. I'm resting it. When I'm not practicing the guitar or have a show, I have a show tonight actually. I'm letting it rest to see if I can encourage healing. If it doesn't get better, if I don't notice improvements or it even gets worse, the tendon slips more, the recommended thing to do is 6 weeks of in a sagittal band, strict as can be. I might even end up taping the tips of these fingers together so this doesn't pull over at all like that. Because the pulling over makes that tendon slip a little bit too. But again, the sagittal band's not ruptured in mine. It's either more elastic than it should be due to use, due to injury, due to the medicines that I was taking and it hasn't rebounded due to too much activity. I don't know. But it's not torn. It's just stretchy. If you guys have ever healed this or seen a similar situation, please comment and link and even suggest sites or whatever, because I'm doing a lot of research, but I'm literally going to do this. I'll do it every day. I mean, I would do it for a year. But if I need to buckle down, not play guitar, not practice, not have a show, and just let 6 weeks go toward healing this, and it'll be fine after that, I'm happy to do that. Because it took me approximately 10 to 11 weeks when I had this surgery before I could comfortably play. Now, even now, it's a little painful and it's a little stiff in the morning, but that's a small price to pay. It works. I'm happy for that. I'm not going to complain a bit. As long as I still have the use and have to wince through a little bit of pain, I can deal with it. But that's the update. This one's going to be long because I'm going to include some footage of you seeing the potential slip in the middle of real-time playing. So this is what's concerning me, because in the middle of a show, it could slip over there, and minimally, it'll interrupt a song in a show. Maximally, it'll rupture because of that pull, and then I'm done. I have to have surgery or put it in the brace for 6 to 8 weeks. So anyways, guys, heart attack wise, some of you have reached out or said things, and I've got people who subscribe that I know in real life, and I'm doing great with the heart attack. Don't worry about me with my heart attack situation. I do appreciate the well wishes and stuff, but I'm going to heal that. I have no doubt. I've changed my diet back around. I'm walking every day. I feel good. I'm taking far less naps. I have more energy. I think my heart's probably going to end up being stronger than it was. I stopped vaping altogether. You have to. If you have a heart condition, vape. Nicotine of any kind from any source constricts your arteries and kills your endothelial cells. So it's just very dumb to do if you had a heart condition. Anyways, guys, like, share, subscribe. I'm going to show a little bit of footage after this now, and you'll see it'll end after that.